So I see a lot of noise around social media and the public domain around finding it difficult to find investors. But the reality is it's not difficult to find investors at all if you're going about it in the right way. Now, more often than not, what happens is people are rushing around trying to find deals for people that claim to be investors, that have got people running around looking for the elusive unicorn deal, needle in a haystack, substantial amounts below market value, higher than normal yields, and that proves to be a massive issue, A, on your time, because of course you're running around trying to find these deals that pretty much don't exist, and B, it damages your self-confidence because actually you know what you're doing, but because these people are making you run around looking for things that don't exist, it's starting to make you doubt your own ability as someone that can go out and find good property deals. So I need you to take a step back and think about this in a very clear and simple process to give you the best chance of finding investors that are aligned with what you're looking for, what you know is a good deal, and who are going to keep coming back for more and more deals as you find them. Because after all, if we're doing our jobs properly and we're generating lots of leads, we're converting those into deals, then we're going to have multiple investors, or at least single investors who are prepared to buy multiple deals as often as possible. But how do we do that? Well, first of all, I want you to really think hard about the research that you have done into the strategy that you're focused on in the area that you're looking in. You need to know what good looks like. You need to know what a good deal is in your area. Because what we're going to do as property consultants, as sources, as deal packagers, people are paying us a fee for our time, but also our local knowledge, our expertise, our authority in the area that we're operating in, because that authority is going to build the network. That network is something that investors haven't got access to, and that's what you are getting paid very generous fees for doing. So make sure you are positioning yourself in that way. I personally would never be told by an investor what they are looking for. What I have a conversation with investors about is what I can find them, what I can do for them, what good looks like in the area that I am sourcing in, I am the expert in. By doing that, you are going to align yourself with investors that understand what good looks like. They're ready to commit when that deal comes through, and you can do that multiple times on the basis that you work with investors that can do so. So secondly, how do we find these investors? Well, I'm going to give you a couple of top tips here just to make life a little bit easier for you, because I could tell you till I'm blue in the face that there are plenty of these investors out there, but you're not going to believe me because you've already struggled to find them if you've really even looked. So I want to give you a couple of shortcuts to get you in front of the right investors for the deal types that you are looking for. So the first one is, don't try and go all over the place looking for investors. What I try and do and try and teach others to do is to focus on an investor vertical. And when I say a vertical, what I mean is an investor type that comes from a specific channel of niche, which might be industry, it might be interest, something that all the investors that you're looking for have in common. So an example of that, for example, might be the legal profession, or the medical profession, or it might be contractors, it might be day rate workers. Whoever it is, you want to ensure that those investors don't have the time to go and do this for themselves, but do have the money that's there to invest. You can find someone that doesn't have the time but has the money. Well, we fit into that slot perfectly to offer them a service of building them a property portfolio, because we've got the time, the knowledge, the expertise, and they've got the money to invest. Now, when you've identified that vertical, what you then want to do is you want to go and generate leads for that vertical. So you need to find out where they hang out. So a perfect place to start would obviously be LinkedIn, because of course you can do LinkedIn searches around job titles, companies, and that sort of thing. But also think about things like the National Association of the people that you are looking for, because they could also be a great way in for you to offer a presentation about the services that you offer their clients, members of their association, which is a portfolio building service for medical professionals, offering them the ability to invest in property without having to spend their time doing so. And if you can get in front of the associations, well, guess what? You're going to be in front of your target audience on a repeated basis with a trusted partner. So that's what I really want you to think about now. When you tell me that you can't find investors for the deals, I really want you to think about A, are you aligning yourself with the investors that are looking for the deals that you are finding? Because you know what good is. That's why you're a sourcer, a property investor, an expert in your area. You are the expert. So treat it that way and go and find investors that are aligned with you. And then of course, I align with a vertical, which means that you can put out content specifically to those types of investor. You can offer specific help, and of course the referral network's a good one. And you can obviously get involved with the associations. So hopefully that helps you a little bit with investor lead generation. There are plenty of investors out there. You just need to know how to attract them, and that means become attractable to them. And then of course where you need to go and find them, and then you'll have that stream of leads coming through so you can package those deals up, find investment, find funding, all of that comes from this. So hopefully that helps. See you in the next video.